They abandon their dog because he's too protective of their baby. Then they realize the heartbreaking truth. The quiet suburban street in Ohio was lined with neat lawns and tidy houses, each a picture of comfortable American life. In one such home, the Peterson family was adjusting to their newest member, baby Lily. Joy and exhaustion mingled in the air as new parents, Mark and Sarah Peterson, navigated the world of late-night feedings, diaper changes, and the constant, gentle cooing of their infant daughter. Their loyal golden retriever, Buddy, had been a part of their lives for years, a constant companion through their courtship, marriage, and now parenthood. Buddy, with his gentle demeanor and soulful brown eyes, had always been a source of comfort and joy. But since Lily's arrival, his behavior had taken a curious turn. He was utterly devoted to the baby. Wherever Lily was, Buddy was there too. He would lie for hours beside her crib, his head resting on the edge, watching her with an intensity that bordered on obsession. When Sarah carried Lily around the house, Buddy followed close behind, his tail wagging softly, his eyes never leaving her. At first, Mark and Sarah found it endearing. "He's just being protective," Sarah would say, smiling as she watched Buddy gently nudge Lily's hand with his nose. He knows she's part of the family. But as the weeks passed, Buddy's behavior became more pronounced. He would whine and pace if they took Lily out of his sight for too long. He would refuse to eat his own meals, preferring to stay by Lily's side. And at night, he would sleep outside her bedroom door, a silent guardian against any perceived threat. One afternoon, Sarah was preparing Lily's bath when Buddy began to act strangely. He barked insistently, his usually calm demeanor replaced with a frantic urgency. He ran back and forth between Sarah and the baby's room, whining and pawing at the door. Sarah, her concern growing, followed Buddy into the nursery. She found Lily lying in her crib, her face flushed, her breathing shallow and rapid. A wave of panic washed over Sarah. Something was wrong. She scooped Lily into her arms, rushing to the phone to call 911. Buddy followed close behind, his whimpers echoing Sarah's own fear. As the paramedics arrived, Buddy's agitation grew. He barked and lunged at the strangers, his protective instincts overriding his usual gentle nature. It took both Mark and Sarah to restrain him as the paramedics examined Lily. At the hospital, the doctors determined that Lily had a severe allergic reaction, likely to something she had ingested. They administered medication, and thankfully Lily stabilized. Relief washed over Mark and Sarah, but they couldn't shake the feeling that Buddy had somehow known something was wrong. Back at home, with Lily safely asleep in her crib, Mark and Sarah couldn't help but wonder about Buddy's strange behavior. Had he sensed Lily's distress? Was it just a coincidence? Or was there something more to his unwavering devotion to their daughter? They decided to keep a closer eye on Buddy, observing his interactions with Lily, trying to understand the depths of his protective instincts. Little did they know that Buddy's behavior was about to take an even more unsettling turn, leading them down a path of discovery that would challenge their understanding of their loyal companion and reveal a secret that had been hidden for far too long. The Petersons, shaken by Lily's close call, became hyper-aware of Buddy's every move. His devotion to Lily hadn't waned. In fact, it seemed to intensify. He shadowed her constantly, a furry guardian angel with a perpetually worried expression. One morning, Sarah was changing Lily's diaper on the living room floor when Buddy began to growl, a low rumble in his chest that sent shivers down her spine. He stared intently at the window, his hackles raised, his body tense. Sarah followed his gaze, but saw nothing out of the ordinary. Just the familiar sight of their quiet suburban street. Mrs. Henderson tending her roses, Mr. Johnson jogging by with his dog, a delivery truck rumbling down the road. "What is it, Buddy?" she asked, her voice laced with concern. But Buddy remained fixated on the window, his growl deepening. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the kitchen. Sarah jumped, her heart pounding. Buddy barked, a sharp, warning sound, and bolted towards the kitchen. Sarah, Fear gripping her, scooped up Lily and followed. She found a shattered vase on the floor, shards of glass scattered across the tiles. The window above the sink was wide open, the curtains billowing in the breeze. "Oh my God!" she whispered, clutching Lily close. Had someone tried to break in? Was there an intruder in the house? She called out for Mark, her voice trembling. He rushed in, his face etched with worry. Together, they searched the house, but found no sign of forced entry, no indication that anyone else was inside. They called the police, who arrived quickly and conducted a thorough search. The officers found no evidence of a crime, concluding that the wind must have blown the window open, causing the vase to fall. Sarah and Mark were left with a lingering sense of unease. The incident, coupled with Buddy's strange behavior, left them feeling vulnerable and exposed. They couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. That night, sleep eluded them. They lay awake, listening to the sounds of the house settling, their minds racing with unanswered questions. Buddy, as always, slept outside Lily's door, a silent sentinel against any unseen threat. The next day, Mark decided to install security cameras around the house. He wanted to feel safe, to know that his family was protected. He also wanted to understand what had triggered Buddy's alarming behavior. Perhaps the cameras would capture something they had missed. As the days passed, the cameras recorded nothing out of the ordinary, just the mundane routines of their daily lives. Sarah playing with Lily, Mark working in his home office, Buddy following Lily around the house with his unwavering devotion. But one afternoon, as Sarah was putting Lily down for a nap, the camera in the nursery captured something chilling. As Sarah left the room, a shadowy figure materialized in the doorway. It was tall and slender with long, flowing hair, stood motionless, watching Lily sleep, its presence radiating an eerie stillness. Sarah, reviewing the footage later that day, gasped in horror. Who was this mysterious figure? How had they entered the house undetected? And what were their intentions towards her precious baby? Fear gripped her heart. She showed the footage to Mark, who was equally disturbed. They decided to call the police again, this time with concrete evidence of an intruder. As they waited for the police to arrive, they couldn't help but wonder about Buddy. Had he sensed this presence all along? Was he trying to warn them about a danger they couldn't see? The arrival of the police brought a sense of urgency and fear. The officers, their faces grim, examined the footage, their questions sharp and probing. They searched the house again, this time with a heightened sense of awareness. But once again, they found no evidence of forced entry, no trace of the mysterious figure. The intruder had vanished as quickly and silently as they had appeared, leaving behind only a chilling image on the security camera and a growing sense of dread in the hearts of the Petersons. The police, baffled by the lack of physical evidence, suggested the Petersons might be victims of a sophisticated stalker, someone skilled at entering and exiting without a trace. They promised to increase patrols in the neighborhood and advised the family to remain vigilant. Fear became a constant companion in the Peterson household. Sarah jumped at every creak and groan of the old house, her imagination conjuring up images of the shadowy figure lurking in the corners. Mark, usually a calm and rational man, found himself checking the locks repeatedly, his sleep punctuated by nightmares of intruders. Buddy, sensing their anxiety, became even more protective of Lily. He rarely left her side, his watchful eyes scanning the room for any sign of danger. He would growl at shadows, bark at the wind, and whine if Lily was out of his sight for even a moment. One night, as a storm raged outside, Sarah woke to the sound of Buddy barking frantically. She sat up in bed, her heart pounding. Lightning flashed, illuminating the room in a stark white light. She saw Buddy standing by the window, his body rigid, his eyes fixed on something outside. She crept out of bed, her bare feet cold on the wooden floor. She peered out the window, but saw nothing but the wind-lashed trees and the driving rain. "What is it, Buddy?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Buddy whined, pawing at the window, his gaze unwavering. "Sarah." Her fear growing, decided to investigate. She pulled on a robe and slippers, then cautiously opened the window. A blast of cold air and rain hit her, making her shiver. She strained to see through the darkness, but the storm obscured her vision. Then, she heard a faint cry, carried on the wind. It was coming from the backyard. Sarah, her heart pounding, grabbed a flashlight and ventured out onto the porch. The wind howled, tearing at her robe, the rain stinging her face. She swept the beam of the flashlight across the yard, searching for the source of the cry. And then she saw it. A small figure, huddled beneath the old oak tree, its cries barely audible above the storm. It was a child, no more than 3 or 4 years old, soaked to the bone, its face streaked with tears. Sarah rushed towards the child, her heart aching with pity. She scooped the little girl into her arms, carrying her back to the warmth and safety of the house. Buddy followed close behind, his tail wagging softly, his eyes filled with concern. He had sensed the child's presence, his keen hearing picking up her cries amidst the storm. Inside, Sarah wrapped the child in a warm blanket, offering her hot chocolate and cookies. The little girl, her name was Emily, gradually calmed down, her sobs subsiding into sniffles. She explained that she had wandered away from her home, lured by the excitement of the storm. She had gotten lost, and the storm had frightened her. Sarah, her maternal instincts kicking in, comforted Emily, assuring her that she was safe now. She called the police, reporting the found child. While they waited for the police to arrive, Sarah couldn't help but marvel at Buddy's intuition. He had sensed Emily's presence, her distress, even amidst the chaos of the storm. He had led her to the child, saving her from a potentially tragic fate. The police arrived, and Emily was reunited with her relieved parents. As they left, the officers praised Sarah and Buddy for their quick thinking and compassion. That night, as the storm subsided and Emily slept soundly in her own bed, Sarah lay awake, her mind filled with thoughts of Buddy. He had proven himself to be more than just a loyal companion. He was a guardian, a protector, a hero. She looked at Buddy, curled up at the foot of her bed, his eyes closed, his breathing deep and even. She reached down and stroked his soft fur, her heart filled with gratitude. "Thank you, Buddy," she whispered. "You saved her life." Buddy, as if understanding her words, wagged his tail softly, his eyes opening to meet hers. In that moment, Sarah knew that Buddy was more than just a dog. He was a member of their family, a guardian angel watching over them, a silent hero with a heart of gold. The incident with Emily solidified Buddy's status as the family's protector. News of his heroism spread through the neighborhood, and Buddy became a local celebrity. Children stopped to pet him on walks, neighbors brought him treats, and the local newspaper even ran a story about his bravery. But amidst the praise and attention, a nagging question lingered in Sarah's mind. Why was Buddy so intensely focused on protecting Lily? It went beyond the normal instincts of a loyal dog. There was a depth to his devotion, an urgency to his actions that seemed to defy explanation. One afternoon, while browsing online, Sarah stumbled upon an article about canine intuition. The article described cases where dogs had seemingly sensed danger or illness in their humans, often exhibiting unusual behaviors before a crisis occurred. Sarah's mind raced. Could Buddy's behavior be more than just protective instincts? Could he be sensing something about Lily that they couldn't see? She delved deeper into the topic, reading countless articles and studies about canine senses and their ability to detect subtle changes in human behavior and physiology. She learned about dogs who could detect cancer, predict seizures, and even sense impending danger. A growing suspicion took root in Sarah's mind. Could Buddy be sensing something about Lily's health? Was there something medically wrong with their daughter that they hadn't detected? She decided to take Lily for a thorough medical checkup, despite the pediatrician's assurances that Lily was perfectly healthy. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss, and she trusted Buddy's instincts implicitly. The doctor, initially skeptical, agreed to run a battery of tests, just to put Sarah's mind at ease. Days later, the results came back, and Sarah's world crumbled around her. Lily had a rare genetic disorder, a condition that affected her respiratory system. It was slow progressing but ultimately fatal. The doctor explained that the symptoms were subtle, often going unnoticed until the disease had progressed significantly. Sarah was devastated. She couldn't believe that her precious baby, her perfect little girl, was facing such a devastating diagnosis. She wept for hours, her grief overwhelming. Mark, equally heartbroken, held her close, offering comfort and support. Together, they faced the unimaginable, their hearts heavy with sorrow. But amidst the grief, a sense of gratitude emerged. Gratitude for Buddy, their loyal companion, who had sensed Lily's condition long before they had. He had been trying to warn them, to protect her, his unwavering devotion a testament to his love and loyalty. They looked at Buddy, curled up beside Lily's crib, his eyes filled with concern. They knew that he understood, that he shared their grief, that he would be there for them every step of the way. They made a decision. They would cherish every moment with Lily, filling her days with love and laughter. They would fight for her, explore every treatment option, and never give up hope. And they would be eternally grateful for Buddy, their furry guardian angel, who had given them the precious gift of time, the chance to cherish their daughter and create memories that would last a lifetime. The Peterson home, once filled with the carefree joy of new parenthood, now held a somber undercurrent. The knowledge of Lily's condition cast a long shadow, but it also ignited a fierce determination in Mark and Sarah. They would fight for their daughter, explore every avenue of treatment, and cherish every precious moment. Buddy remained Lily's constant shadow, his vigilance even more pronounced. He seemed to sense the fragility of her health, his protective instincts amplified. He would lie for hours beside her, his head resting on the edge of her crib, his eyes never leaving her face. He would gently nudge her hand with his nose, as if checking on her, and whine softly if she coughed or stirred in her sleep. At night, he slept beside her crib, a furry guardian against the unseen threat of her illness. Mark and Sarah, initially hesitant to share Lily's diagnosis with others, eventually confided in their close friends and family. The news was met with shock and sadness, but also with an outpouring of love and support. Meals were delivered, errands were run, and offers of help flooded in. But most importantly, they were surrounded by a community of love, a network of people who shared their grief and offered their strength. One afternoon, Sarah's sister, Emily, came to visit. Emily, a veterinarian, had always been close to Buddy, and she had noticed his unusual behavior around Lily. Sarah, her heart heavy, shared Lily's diagnosis and explained her theory about Buddy's heightened senses. Emily listened intently, her brow furrowed in thought. "It's not unheard of," she said, "for dogs to detect subtle changes in human physiology. Their sense of smell is far more acute than ours, and they can pick up on things we can't even imagine." She suggested they consult with a specialist, a veterinarian who focused on canine behavior and sensory perception. Perhaps, she said, there was a way to harness Buddy's abilities to help monitor Lily's condition. Sarah, a glimmer of hope flickering in her eyes, eagerly agreed. She contacted the specialist, Dr. Anderson, and scheduled an appointment. Dr. Anderson, a kind and compassionate woman with a deep love for animals, listened intently as Sarah described Buddy's behavior and Lily's diagnosis. She examined Buddy thoroughly, observing his interactions with Lily, and then explained her theory. Buddy is likely picking up on subtle changes in Lily's breathing, her scent, even her body temperature, she said. He's sensing things that are invisible to us, but that indicate her condition. She proposed a training program, one that would help Buddy alert the Petersons to any significant changes in Lily's health. She explained that with the right training, Buddy could become an invaluable early warning system, giving them precious time to react and seek medical attention. Sarah and Mark, their hearts filled with renewed hope, eagerly embraced the idea. They began working with Dr. Anderson, teaching Buddy specific signals to indicate when Lily's condition was worsening. They used positive reinforcement, rewarding him with treats and praise whenever he correctly identified a change in Lily's breathing or behavior. Buddy, eager to please and protect his beloved Lily, took to the training with remarkable speed. He seemed to understand the importance of his task, his focus unwavering, his dedication absolute. Within weeks, Buddy was a highly trained medical alert dog, his senses honed to detect even the slightest changes in Lily's condition. He would paw at Sarah or Mark, whine insistently, or even bring them Lily's favorite toy when he sensed something was wrong. The Petersons, armed with this new knowledge and Buddy's remarkable abilities, felt a sense of empowerment. They were no longer passive observers in Lily's illness. They were active participants, fighting alongside their loyal companion to protect their precious daughter. And Buddy, the devoted golden retriever, embraced his new role with unwavering loyalty and love, his every action a testament to the extraordinary bond between humans and animals. Life with Lily became a delicate dance between hope and fear. Each day was a precious gift, a chance to create memories and shower their daughter with love. But the shadow of her illness loomed, a constant reminder of the fragility of life. Buddy's presence was a source of both comfort and anxiety. His alerts, though invaluable, were also a stark reminder of Lily's precarious health. Each whine, each pawing at their legs, sent a jolt of fear through their hearts. But they learned to trust Buddy implicitly. His signals were always accurate, giving them precious time to administer medication, adjust Lily's oxygen levels, or seek medical attention. He was their lifeline, their early warning system, their furry guardian angel. One evening, as the family gathered for dinner, Buddy began to act strangely. He whined and paced, his eyes fixed on Lily, who was sitting in her high chair, happily munching on her food. Sarah and Mark exchanged a worried glance. Buddy's signals were usually subtle, but this was different. There was an urgency in his demeanor, a frantic edge to his movements. "What is it, Buddy?" Sarah asked, her voice laced with concern. Buddy whined again, pawing at Sarah's leg, then running towards Lily, nudging her hand with his nose. He seemed desperate to get their attention. Suddenly, Lily's face turned blue. She gasped for air, her eyes wide with panic. Sarah's heart lurched in her chest. Lily was choking. Mark sprang into action, performing the Heimlich maneuver, while Sarah frantically dialed 911. Buddy barked and whined, circling them in agitation, his distress palpable. After what seemed like an eternity, a piece of food dislodged from Lily's throat. She coughed, her face slowly regaining its color. Relief washed over Sarah and Mark, their bodies trembling with the aftermath of the scare. They held Lily close, their tears mingling with hers. Buddy, his anxiety subsiding, licked Lily's face, his tail wagging softly. The paramedics arrived, checking Lily thoroughly and assuring the Petersons that she was okay. As they left, one of the paramedics turned to Sarah and Mark, a look of admiration in his eyes. "That dog of yours," he said. "He saved her life. He knew something was wrong before any of you did." Sarah and Mark nodded, their hearts filled with gratitude. Buddy, their loyal companion, had once again proven himself to be their hero, his intuition and quick thinking averting a tragedy. The incident brought a renewed sense of urgency to their fight for Lily. They knew that time was precious, that each day was a gift. They redoubled their efforts, researching new treatments, consulting with specialists, and exploring every possible avenue of hope. And through it all, Buddy remained their steadfast companion, their furry guardian angel, his love and loyalty a beacon of light in their darkest hours. Months turned into years, and Lily, despite her illness, blossomed into a bright and cheerful child. Her laughter filled the Peterson home, her spirit undimmed by her challenges. Buddy remained her constant companion, her shadow, her protector. He accompanied her to her many doctor's appointments, his presence a calming influence in the sterile environment. He played with her in the backyard, his gentle nature ensuring her safety. And he slept beside her bed each night, a furry guardian against the unseen threats of her illness. Lily, in turn, adored Buddy. She would hug him tightly, bury her face in his soft fur, and whisper secrets into his ear. She called him her furry brother, her best friend, her hero. The Petersons, despite the constant worry and the ever-present shadow of Lily's illness, found a rhythm in their lives. They cherished each day, celebrating milestones, creating memories, and surrounding Lily with love. They also continued to advocate for Lily, raising awareness about her rare condition, and supporting research efforts to find a cure. They became active in online communities, connecting with other families facing similar challenges, offering support and sharing experiences. One day, Sarah received an email that changed everything. A research team in California had made a breakthrough, developing a promising new treatment for Lily's condition. The treatment was still experimental, but the early results were encouraging. Hope surged through Sarah's veins. She shared the news with Mark, their eyes meeting in a shared moment of disbelief and joy. They contacted the research team, scheduling a consultation and making plans to travel to California. Buddy, sensing the shift in their emotions, wagged his tail excitedly, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. He seemed to understand that something significant was happening, something that could change their lives forever. The trip to California was a whirlwind of appointments, tests, and consultations. The doctors were cautiously optimistic, explaining the risks and benefits of the experimental treatment. Sarah and Mark, their hearts filled with hope, decided to proceed. Lily, ever the brave little girl, faced the challenges of the treatment with remarkable resilience. Buddy remained by her side, offering comfort and support during the long days and difficult procedures. Weeks turned into months, and Lily's health gradually improved. The new treatment was working, slowing the progression of her illness and giving her a new lease on life. Joy filled the Peterson home, their prayers answered, their hopes realized. Buddy, sensing the positive change in Lily, seemed to relax, his constant vigilance easing. He still remained protective, but the frantic edge to his behavior softened. He knew that Lily was getting better, that the threat to her life was receding. The Petersons, their hearts overflowing with gratitude, celebrated each milestone, each improvement in Lily's health. They thanked the doctors, the researchers, their family and friends, and most of all, they thanked Buddy, their loyal companion, their furry guardian angel, who had been with them every step of the way. They knew that Buddy's love and devotion had played a crucial role in Lily's journey. He had alerted them to her condition, helped them monitor her health, and offered unwavering support during their darkest hours. And now, as Lily's laughter filled their home once more, they knew that Buddy's presence was a constant reminder of the power of love, the strength of family, and the enduring bond between humans and animals. Life settled into a new normal for the Petersons. Lily, though still requiring ongoing treatment and monitoring, was thriving. She attended school, made friends, and enjoyed the simple pleasures of childhood. Buddy, ever her faithful companion, remained by her side, a constant source of comfort and support. One sunny afternoon, while playing in the backyard, Lily tripped and fell, scraping her knee. Tears welled up in her eyes as she ran to Sarah, seeking comfort. Buddy, his protective instincts kicking in, rushed to Lily's side, licking her tears and nuzzling her with his head. Sarah, her heart aching for her daughter, knelt down and examined the scrape. It wasn't serious, just a minor scratch, but Lily's tears continued to flow. "It hurts, Mommy," she sobbed, clutching her knee. Sarah, wanting to distract Lily from her pain, pointed to a butterfly fluttering amongst the flowers. "Look, Lily," she said, "a beautiful butterfly." Lily, her attention momentarily diverted, sniffled and looked towards the butterfly. Buddy, sensing an opportunity to further comfort his little friend, began chasing the butterfly, his playful antics bringing a smile to Lily's face. He leaped and bounded through the flowers, his tail wagging excitedly, his barks echoing through the yard. Lily, her tears forgotten, giggled and clapped her hands, delighted by Buddy's performance. As Buddy finally caught the butterfly, gently holding it in his mouth before releasing it unharmed, Lily's laughter filled the air. The scrape on her knee was forgotten, replaced by the joy of the moment. Sarah, watching the scene unfold, felt a wave of warmth wash over her. Buddy, their loyal companion, had once again come to the rescue, his playful nature easing Lily's pain and bringing sunshine back into her day. That evening, as the family gathered for dinner, Sarah shared the story of Buddy's butterfly chase with Mark. They both smiled, their hearts filled with gratitude for their furry friend. "He's more than just a dog," Mark said, his voice filled with affection. "He's a member of our family, a true blessing in our lives." Sarah nodded in agreement. "He's our hero," she said, "our guardian angel, our furry therapist." Lily, her eyes sparkling with love, reached out and hugged Buddy tightly. "I love you, Buddy," she whispered, burying her face in his soft fur. Buddy, his tail wagging contentedly, licked Lily's face, his eyes filled with unconditional love. In that moment, the Peterson family felt a profound sense of gratitude for their loyal companion, their furry hero, who had brought so much joy and love into their lives. As Lily grew older, her health remained stable, a testament to the groundbreaking treatment and the unwavering support of her family and medical team. Buddy, though now entering his senior years, remained her devoted guardian, his love for Lily undiminished. However, time, as it always does, began to take its toll on Buddy. His once boundless energy waned, his walks became shorter, and his naps grew longer. His muzzle grayed, and his gait slowed, but his eyes still held the same warmth and devotion that had captured the Petersons' hearts years ago. One crisp autumn day, while playing fetch in the backyard, Buddy stumbled and collapsed. Lily, her heart pounding with fear, rushed to his side, her cries echoing through the yard. Sarah and Mark, hearing Lily's cries, ran outside, their hearts sinking at the sight of Buddy lying motionless on the grass. They rushed him to the veterinary clinic, their minds filled with worry and dread. The vet, Dr. Emily, examined Buddy thoroughly, her brow furrowed in concern. She explained that Buddy was suffering from a heart condition, a common ailment in older dogs. Medication could manage the condition, but it wouldn't cure it. Sarah and Mark, their eyes filled with tears, listened to Dr. Emily's prognosis. They knew that Buddy's time was limited, that their loyal companion was nearing the end of his journey. They brought Buddy home, their hearts heavy with sadness. Lily, her eyes red from crying, refused to leave Buddy's side. She sat beside him, stroking his fur, whispering words of love and comfort. Buddy, sensing their sadness, licked Lily's hand, his tail giving a weak thump against the floor. He seemed to understand, his eyes conveying a message of love and gratitude. The Petersons cherished the remaining time they had with Buddy. They took him for short walks, cooked him special meals, and showered him with affection. Lily, in particular, was inseparable from her furry friend, her love for him a beacon of light in the face of their impending loss. One evening, as the sun set in a blaze of glory, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Buddy took his last breath, his head resting peacefully on Lily's lap. The family gathered around, their hearts breaking, their tears flowing freely. Lily, her grief overwhelming, sobbed uncontrollably. Sarah and Mark held her close, their own tears mingling with hers. They had lost a loyal companion, a true member of their family. But amidst the grief, a sense of gratitude emerged. Gratitude for the years of love and devotion, for the countless memories, for the unwavering protection and support. Buddy had enriched their lives in ways they could never have imagined. They buried Buddy beneath the old oak tree in the backyard, his favorite spot for chasing butterflies and playing with Lily. They placed a small headstone, engraved with the words, "Our loyal companion and hero." Lily, her eyes filled with tears, placed a bouquet of wildflowers on Buddy's grave. "I love you, Buddy," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "Thank you for everything." The Petersons, their hearts heavy but filled with love, stood together, their bond strengthened by their shared grief and the enduring memory of their beloved dog. Buddy, their furry guardian angel, would forever hold a special place in their hearts. The house felt strangely empty without Buddy's presence. His absence was a constant ache in their hearts, a void that couldn't be filled. Lily, in particular, struggled with the loss of her furry confidant. She would often wander out to Buddy's grave, sitting beside it for hours, talking to him, sharing her thoughts and feelings. Sarah and Mark, worried about Lily's grief, tried to fill the void with distractions. They planned outings, enrolled her in new activities, and showered her with affection. But nothing seemed to truly ease her sadness. One day, while browsing online, Sarah came across an article about therapy dogs. The article described how dogs could provide comfort and emotional support to people struggling with grief, anxiety, and other challenges. A spark of hope ignited in Sarah's heart. Perhaps a therapy dog could help Lily cope with her grief and find solace in a new furry companion. She discussed the idea with Mark, who was immediately supportive. They began researching therapy dog organizations, contacting trainers, and learning about the process of adopting a therapy dog. They wanted to find the perfect match for Lily, a dog that would offer her the comfort and companionship she so desperately needed. After weeks of searching, they found a local organization that specialized in training therapy dogs for children. They visited the organization, meeting with the trainers and interacting with the dogs. One dog in particular caught their attention. It was a small, gentle golden retriever, with soft brown eyes and a calm demeanor. The dog, named Hope, seemed to gravitate towards Lily, nuzzling her hand and wagging her tail softly. Lily, initially hesitant, gradually warmed up to Hope. She stroked the dog's fur, her eyes filled with a tentative affection. Hope, sensing Lily's vulnerability, licked her hand, her gentle touch offering comfort and reassurance. The Petersons, witnessing the connection between Lily and Hope, knew they had found the perfect match. They adopted Hope, bringing her home to the ranch, where she was welcomed with open arms. Hope quickly became an integral part of the family. She accompanied Lily everywhere, offering a comforting presence and a listening ear. She would sit with Lily by Buddy's grave, her quiet companionship easing Lily's grief. She would play with Lily in the backyard, her gentle nature ensuring Lily's safety. And she would sleep beside Lily's bed each night, a furry guardian angel watching over her. Lily, her heart slowly healing, found solace in Hope's unconditional love. She would hug Hope tightly, bury her face in her soft fur, and whisper secrets into her ear. She called Hope her furry sister, her best friend, her healer. Hope, with her gentle spirit and unwavering devotion, helped Lily navigate the difficult path of grief and loss. She filled the void left by Buddy, offering a new source of comfort and companionship. The Petersons, witnessing the transformative power of Hope's love, felt a renewed sense of gratitude. They had found another furry hero, another guardian angel, another testament to the enduring bond between humans and animals. Years passed, and Lily blossomed into a young woman. The shadow of her childhood illness faded, replaced by the vibrancy of youth and the promise of a bright future. Hope, now a senior dog herself, remained Lily's steadfast companion, their bond deepened by years of shared experiences and unwavering love. One day, while visiting a local animal shelter with her mother, Lily's attention was drawn to a small, timid dog cowering in the corner of a kennel. The dog, a scruffy terrier mix, had been rescued from an abusive situation, its eyes filled with fear and mistrust. Lily, her heart aching for the neglected creature, felt an irresistible urge to help. She spent hours with the dog, speaking softly, offering treats, and gently stroking its fur. Gradually, the dog's fear subsided, replaced by a tentative trust. Lily, determined to give the dog a loving home, convinced her parents to adopt it. They named the dog Buddy in honor of their beloved golden retriever who had passed away years ago. Buddy, the rescued terrier, quickly became an integral part of the family. He formed a close bond with Hope, the two dogs often seen playing together in the backyard or curled up beside each other by the fireplace. Lily, now a young adult, found solace in Buddy's companionship as she navigated the challenges of college life and the uncertainties of the future. Buddy, with his unwavering loyalty and unconditional love, offered a constant source of support and comfort. One evening, while studying for an important exam, Lily felt a wave of anxiety wash over her. She paced her room, her mind filled with doubts and fears. Buddy, sensing her distress, nudged her hand with his nose, his eyes filled with concern. Lily knelt down, wrapping her arms around Buddy's neck. "I'm scared, Buddy," she whispered, her voice trembling. "I don't know if I can do this." Buddy, as if understanding her fears, licked her face, his warm touch offering reassurance. He sat beside her as she studied, his presence a calming influence. Lily, her anxiety easing, smiled at her furry friend. "Thank you, Buddy," she said, stroking his fur. "You always know how to make me feel better." Buddy, his tail wagging softly, nuzzled against her, his love and loyalty a constant source of strength. Lily, her confidence renewed, returned to her studies, knowing that she had a loyal companion by her side. As the years passed, Lily graduated from college, pursued her dreams, and built a life filled with purpose and meaning. Buddy, her faithful companion, remained a constant presence, sharing in her joys and offering support during challenging times. One day, Lily received news that changed her life forever. She had been accepted into a prestigious medical program, a dream she had held since childhood. She was overjoyed, but also apprehensive about the challenges ahead. Buddy, sensing her mixed emotions, sat beside her, his head resting on her lap, his eyes filled with unwavering support. Lily, her heart filled with gratitude, hugged her furry friend tightly. "We did it, Buddy," she whispered, her voice filled with emotion. "We're going to make a difference." Buddy, his tail wagging excitedly, licked her face, his love and loyalty a constant source of inspiration. Lily, her heart filled with hope and determination, embarked on her new journey, knowing that she had a loyal companion by her side, a furry guardian angel who would always be there for her. Medical school was a whirlwind of demanding classes, long hours, and intense study sessions. Lily, driven by her passion for healing and her desire to make a difference in the world, embraced the challenges with determination and focus. Buddy, her faithful companion, remained a constant source of support, offering a comforting presence and a furry shoulder to lean on during stressful times. He would often accompany Lily to the library, curling up at her feet as she pored over textbooks and medical journals. He would sense her fatigue and anxiety, nudging her hand with his nose, reminding her to take breaks and offering a furry distraction from the pressures of her studies. One evening, while working on a particularly challenging case study, Lily felt overwhelmed by the complexity of the human body and the weight of responsibility that came with being a future doctor. Doubts crept into her mind, whispering fears of inadequacy and failure. Buddy, sensing her distress, jumped onto her lap, his warm body a comforting weight against her chest. He licked her face, his soft brown eyes filled with unconditional love and support. Lily, her heart melting at his unwavering devotion, wrapped her arms around him, burying her face in his fur. "Thank you, Buddy," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "You always know how to make me feel better." Buddy, his tail wagging softly, nuzzled against her, his presence a calming balm to her anxieties. Lily, her confidence renewed, returned to her studies, knowing that she had a loyal companion by her side, a furry reminder of her purpose and passion. As the years passed, Lily excelled in her studies, her dedication and compassion earning her the respect of her professors and peers. She graduated with honors, her heart filled with pride and anticipation for the next chapter of her journey. She chose to specialize in pediatric oncology, driven by a desire to help children battling cancer, a calling that resonated deeply with her own childhood experiences. She remembered the fear and uncertainty she had faced, the unwavering support of her family and Buddy, and she vowed to be that same source of strength for her young patients. Buddy, now an elderly dog, continued to be Lily's constant companion, accompanying her to the hospital, offering comfort to her patients, and bringing smiles to the faces of children facing unimaginable challenges. One day, while visiting a young patient named Emily, Lily noticed the girl's withdrawn demeanor and the sadness in her eyes. Emily, battling a rare form of leukemia, had lost hope, her spirit dimmed by the relentless treatments and the uncertainty of her future. Lily, her heart aching for the young girl, introduced Emily to Buddy. Buddy, with his gentle nature and intuitive understanding, sensed Emily's sadness and gently placed his head on her lap, his soft brown eyes offering comfort and companionship. Emily, surprised by the dog's warmth and affection, reached out and stroked his fur, a small smile gracing her lips. Buddy, sensing her response, wagged his tail softly, his presence a beacon of hope in the sterile hospital room. Over the following weeks, Buddy became a regular visitor to Emily's room, offering a furry distraction from the challenges of her treatment and a source of unconditional love and support. Emily, her spirits lifted by Buddy's presence, began to respond positively to her treatment, her laughter filling the room once more. Lily, witnessing the transformative power of Buddy's love, felt a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude. She realized that her furry companion was not just a pet, but a healer, a source of hope and comfort for those facing unimaginable challenges. As the years passed, Lily continued to make a difference in the lives of her patients, her compassion and dedication guided by the unwavering love and loyalty of her furry companion. Buddy, her faithful guardian angel, remained by her side, a testament to the enduring bond between humans and animals, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, love and hope can prevail.